Hey everyone, time for the loser hour because you're all losers and I lost. So we're like kindred spirits or something. No, I'm just kidding. Not all of you losers. Not all of you are losers, just the ones who don't donate. Okay, also, if you left a message on YouTube, probably you're a loser. Um, but yeah, that means that you got a song written about you by Beck, so maybe you can sue him or something. I don't know. Yeah, today was a tough game. Um, Chess 24 engine didn't help much after the game, but I used a real engine. So now I know a little bit more about it. And I have a database too and such. So it was a successful tournament. 3 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws. I tied for fourth with Alejandro, but don't say his name. So we each got a prize. I think of the 10 games that were played today in the tournaments, there were 8 decisive games. And David Howell won by using 3 score sheets, 130 moves, and he won the tournament in the A group with +3, 3 wins and 6 draws. Darius Schwiertz tied for second with 2 wins and 7 draws. And Fedoseev was in first place before the round, but he lost with white to Sam Shankland. Fedoseev doesn't really know how to play for a draw or play a boring game. He just plays like a lunatic every game. So that gets lots of wins and losses. So that's good for the spectators. And he won Aeroflot a couple weeks ago, and he's going to play in Dortmund in a couple months because he won Aeroflot. So good tournament for him too. Just 4 wins and 2 losses. That's a lot of decisive games. And Fedoseev and Schwiertz tied for second and third. Not good tournaments for Ru Fengli and Sam Savian, but they got good experience because they're playing higher rated players every round. In my group, Barish Polets won the tournament. He got +4. He had 5 wins. Let's see, did he have +4 or +3? +4. Man, I want to say he got +3, but I know he got +4. He definitely got +4. Okay, so Barish Polets got +4, 5 wins and 1 loss. He drew today against Irina Krush. Kirilla won again. Christian Kirilla clear second with +3. Or maybe he got +2, now that I think of it. Let's see. Yeah, I think Kirilla got +2. And +1 was Robert Hess. Robert Hess lost today. He was black. And it was the only game that he played JJ, we call him. It's the Turkish I am. I call him Camille Khan, then you guys write your crazy comments. It's pronounced with a J, it's Turkish. I know that already, but I'm speaking to mainly an American audience who don't know anything, so I'm not going to say Jamil John. Then when you look it up, you'll be like, there's no Jamil John, you're crazy. Okay, and I am crazy, but that's not related to my story, so be quiet. God, you guys are so noisy. Anyway, so Hess was clear third. I tied for fourth with Alejandro with 50%. And a lot of the rest of the field was -1, 4 out of 9, a lot of them. So including Irina and many other players, JJ and I think Rambaldi. So yeah, 4 players got -1, 2 players got 50%, 1 got +4, 1 got +2, 1 got +1. And Akshat Chandra, who won his only game against me in the last round, spoiler alert, he came in last anyway with 2.5. He had 5 losses, 3 draws, and he beat me. And let's see what else happened. JJ, the Turkish guy, he didn't win any games either until he beat Hess in the last round. Actually, you should try to find that game. It's uschesschamps.com because at the end of the game, he had 3 pass pawns against 2 pass pawns, and his 3 pass pawns checkmated his opponent. So 3 pass pawns is better than 2, even though they were doubled. Okay, let's get to the game. I decided to play solid this game, so I played the Slav. And actually, Akshat plays E4 and D4. And it looks like he played only E4 from 2012 to 2014. Then 2015, 16, 17, he just plays them both. So he played D4 against me last time, and he beat me about 3 or 4 months ago. Okay, so I looked at the Slav, but I didn't really look at G3. So I actually thought about playing something I haven't played before, because I figured he prepared G3 for me, even though I play a lot of stuff with black. But instead I just played solid. I told myself I was going to play solid today, so I'm not going to play something I don't know. So bishop f5, the most common move. Knight c3, e6, knight h4. Okay, so I'm on to my prep. Every move is actually the most common after g3. Knight c3 is not as common as bishop g2, but if you look at the Grandmaster games in the last 3 years, everybody's playing knight c3. This is like a main line now. Okay, I didn't know anything, but I played the main line. Bishop e4, f3, bishop g6, queen b3, queen b6. This is all the main moves, turns out. It actually looks like the game I lost to Bearish Polets, but it's a little bit different. This is a little better for black than that game. Takes, and it turns out that e4. Turns out this is the game Mamedyarov Nakamura from 2014, which Nakamura won with black. So I think it's okay so far. Computer likes white, but black actually scores pretty well here. Okay, so Nakamura played bishop e7, which I think is better than my move. And then after bishop f4, queen c8, the engine doesn't like what Mamedyarov did. He took, and then he took with the knight. And this knight went to c6. And actually, Nakamura got an advantage on both sides of the board. He pushed his kingside pawns, he pushed his queenside pawns, and he eventually won. Probably this is slightly better for black, but I mean, e takes d5 here isn't a good move. Okay, I didn't know anything, so I was already on my own after like knight h4. I took on d5, which was played by Vinay Bhatt in 2010, and he won against another good player, so it's not that bad. Bishop f4, queen c8, and he takes. And here, Vinay played b6, which I thought about playing, and that's a pawn sacrifice, I think. He could take it, although his opponent did not take it. And Vinay won the game, but the computer doesn't like the move b6. So I'm not saying my move is better. Black won another game by transposition where Shimonov was white. He plays for Webster. Black played knight f4. Knight h5. He did play knight f4, but I was a move early. And black won this game too, although again, computer says white's better. But in this particular position, black has 2 out of 3, although I lost, so black has 2 out of 4 in Grandmaster play. Okay, so black's doing okay here in theory, but the computer likes white. It's a weird position. White could easily get overextended, so moved all of his pawns. All right, get some iced tea. Is it lemonade or iced tea? Iced tea, it's lemonade. Wait, the commercial doesn't sue me. Okay, so I played bishop e7, never been played before. Probably knight h5 is better. Thought about knight h5. The idea behind knight h5 is that if the bishop tries to move to safety, I have knight takes g3 because I got some pin action going. But okay, if I take the bishop, he takes back. His center looks pretty good. So okay, so bishop e7 is okay. Bishop g2 is okay. Knight g7 is okay. e5. So I think it's good that I lost this game because there were 3 or 4 times in the game where he made moves that surprised me, and they weren't tactical. So usually when I'm playing a child, I mean, Akshat's like 17 or 18, and they're playing strategical moves that I wouldn't play, they're not good because I'm older than them. When they play tactical moves I don't see, then I lose, for sure. But so this was the first position where he made a move that shocked me. None of his moves shocked me until now. I thought he was going to play knight e4, and the computer doesn't like knight e4 at all. The computer plays his move, knight takes d5. And it says taking back either way is bad. But taking back with a c-pawn, the idea is just to play knight b8 to c6. But I don't know, he has a big queenside majority. I didn't see any counterplay for me. So I took with e-pawn. I want to get my knight to e6. And I don't want his queenside majority to overrun me. Okay, he castled. And I played knight f8. I'm going to e6. He played queen d3. And now I decided trading queens would be good. And I'm right. And I decided his d4 pawn was defended, so I played queen f5. And that's okay. It's not bad. He played queen e2, and I'd like to play queen h5 because it threatens to take on h2, and it threatens his queen. But he can play bishop f3, and now my queen's just stupid. So after queen e2, my queen's on a strange square because it's going to get attacked by a rook. So I play queen e7. Computer says that's fine. h4 surprised me. Probably not the best move. There's another move that surprised me. So usually when I do analysis with the engine, I have the top 3 moves listed. I know people who have the top 2 or the top 1. And I was expecting bishop f3 to play bishop g4. And computer doesn't give that as a top 3 move. So, okay. After h4, the engine wants me to play g5, which I consider just a pure pawn sacrifice. It opens the h file, it doubles his pawns, it gives my knight g6 if I want it. And it says white's better, but like, 0.5, some normal advantage. So it doesn't like h4 because of g5. I didn't know why I didn't sacrifice a pawn. So one thing about this game was I wasn't sure who was better throughout, because there's advantages for both sides, like d4 is really weak and backward, and it's not clear whose king is safer once the h file gets open. And I'm not sure if I was going to castle king side or queen side or not castle. This dark square bishop is sort of silly. But yeah, computer always said white was much better this game. So, okay, 96. And I spent all my time looking at bishop h3. And he instantly played bishop e3, which is a better move. So that was sort of annoying. Yeah, now I have to make a move. So I played b6. I figure I'll open up somewhere. p4 after a long thought. Rook b8, taking the file. He doesn't like rook b8 or b takes c5. I mean, it doesn't like it a little. But, I mean, that's fine. Rook b8, bishop h3. I finally castled on move 24. And he played queen g4, which the computer doesn't think is the best. Okay, now I wanted to put pressure because he's just going to build up on the king side and mate me. He's going to double rooks on this f file. He's going to sack on f7 at some point and crush me because my f7 pawn is holding everything here. Got the white squared bishop going. So I need counterplay. And the computer wants to play rook b2, but I don't see what that does. So I played rook b4. Now I'm threatening his c pawn because his pawn is pinned here. And his center could fall apart. And we're getting into time trouble here because that's what we do. And he played h5, which is fine. Opening up my king. I played g5, keeping it closed. And he played rook c1, which is a good move. I never in my life thought of that move. I mean, I'm threatening his c pawn, so he defended it. And problem with taking with the bishop is he takes with a rook, and then takes my queen and makes a weird bell sound for some reason. And he's got two bishops for a rook, so I'm just losing. All my pawns are hanging. Okay, so rook c1 is a good move, actually. All right, I played queen e8. Computer doesn't like my position, so it doesn't really have any suggestions. We both have like a minute here to get to the time control. Okay, he played queen d1, which is a fantastic move. It's the best move. It breaks the pin. It opens up his bishop. It defends d4. So my pawn plays the best move with 30 seconds on his clock. I guess I'm going to lose. Okay, I played bishop d8, which is okay. I defend my knight, and my bishop wants to, get some counterplay maybe. He played a3, which is okay. I played rook b2, which is forced. He played queen g4, which the computer doesn't like. And now I didn't play the right move because I thought it helped him. It wants me to play rook b3, attacking his bishop. And I thought white's plan, that is white's plan, is to take his two rooks and put them on the f file. And then there's always rook takes f7 in the air and h6 and all kinds of attack. Well, if I play rook b3, that encourages rook f3, defending his bishop, and then he doubles rooks. I didn't want to encourage that. But yeah, the computer plays rook b3 and says that white's only slightly better. I think it plays something like king h8 here, or knight c7. Knight c7, the idea is there's no more rook takes f7, and my knight's hanging. And eventually I can get count. I'll take the a pawn and I'll push my a pawn. And then it says that I'm okay here, but when I say okay, it says I'm worse, but not losing. So I don't know. Rook b3 was weird to me because he wanted to double his rooks. Okay, so I played bishop a5, and that's not a good move. But I want to activate my pieces. Played rook d1, which is good. I want to play bishop to d2, and then maybe I can eventually win this d pawn if I can keep attacking it. Okay, but I can't play bishop d2 now. Okay, queen e7, defending my g pawn, opening up avenues for my f rook, rook f3, rook b8. And for some reason, the engine wants to play bishop c3, but I don't know why, because it doesn't do anything. I don't know. Bishop's hanging in a lot of variations. So it doesn't like rook fba and says that's the losing move. Now, the definition of losing, this says he's +2 now, so I'm losing. But it says like after bishop c3 he's +1. I'm not sure if that's losing. Again, we both have like seconds. We're playing on the increment here, so maybe the moves aren't great. Okay, he doubled rooks as expected. And yeah, my f pawn's sort of weak. And my counterplay's not there yet. It's unfortunate. So yeah, I played rook b1, and that's a good move. And now he only has one move that wins, and he found it. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't know what to do. Time's running out. The idea is if he plays the semi-obvious rook f7, I just take it. He can't take my queen because his rook's pinned. And if he continues to blunder, then I take this, and his bishop is overworked. It's defending here, and it's defending here. Those are the variations that happen when I'm playing you guys at home. Then I just take all your pieces. Okay, so he played the only good move here. Yeah, why don't you pause your video? Because I want some iced tea. Okay, so I want to trade all the rooks, and then he won't mate me. He played bishop c1. Exclam. A lot of his good moves this game was retreats. Were retreats. He played queen d1, which was correct, and bishop c1 is correct. Now he's really threatening to take on f7 and like take everything. So the problem with knight d8 is he plays bishop takes g5, because my idea was my intention, but I don't know, I just lose everything. So yeah, here I'm losing. I played knight f8, and he took, and queen h4 is a good move. I have to go here. h6 is a good move. And yeah, wants to play queen f6 and queen g7 mate. It's funny, at first the computer says after here I'm like barely lost, if lost at all, and then it realizes that this is a strong move. Queen f6, threatening queen g7 mate. If queen f8, stopping queen g7 mate, then he takes, and now my queen's on f8, which is not where I want my queen, to say the least. I don't know what happens on knight takes, so let's look at it. Here, queen f8 at some point. Oh, I guess he has to have some kind of crazy win here. It's funny. I wonder if h7 check and rook h1 wins. That's why it took the computer so long to find it. It's a funny win. I don't know what the win is, but I knew that after queen f6 it's at like +8. Although he's not going to find this. He's not going to let me take with check on h3. So, but let's see what happens here. This is interesting. No, I think I can play... Oh, I can't do that. I can't play queen g7 because he takes on h3 and takes on f7 and then mates me. So I can start checking him. I don't know. You know what? It's funny. If I check him here, I guess he can just take my knight, threatening king g4 discovered check. That's sort of hard to meet. Oh, it is. It's easy to meet. I can play queen h6 check. Oh, so it's easy to meet. Okay. So yeah, I wonder. I'll turn my engine on. I got nothing else to do. Tournament's over. So let me see if I remember this correctly. Knight takes g5. I thought it said queen f6, and I just lose immediately. Queen f6, knight h3, king h1. What? I don't understand king h1. Oh, I understand king h1 now. Okay. Took me a while. Okay, so it says that h7 check is +1000, and it says this is even better, and this is the funny variation it gives. Yeah, and after queen f8, now you can play e7, and if queen takes h6, then you check, and then you queen. Yeah, that's a very nice. Well, if you have white, it's pretty nice. Then it's nice. Yeah. And just to be mean at the end, you can play queen d7 check and pick the bishop up, even though it's a knight. I can call it a bishop because what do I care? Okay, you're not the grandmaster, I am. All right, so everything wins. It's just like how much you're winning by +4, +8, +12. But knight takes bishop would have been better in time trouble. Although time trouble ended for him. This is my 40th move. He's already not in time trouble. So that's unfortunate because after knight g5, he would have thought 10 minutes and played perfectly. After f5, he did not think 10 minutes. He thought 10 seconds. F5's terrible, but it doesn't matter. I'm losing anyway. He played queen e5, threatening queen g7 mate. There's not a lot of variations. The problem with queen f8, which stops mate, is e7, and my queen's stopping mate, and my queen's defending my rook, and my queen's attacked. So resigning is my only hope. The most obvious move, which was my intention, was rook b7, defending mate, and then e7 blocks the rook. During the game when I played f5 with like a second on my clock, I thought I could just take on e7. I forgot his bishop was on g5. So if I want to stop mate, I can let him queen with mate, so that's probably not a good way to stop it. So after queen e5, the computer says plus a billion, so I resigned. So yeah, Akshat played a good game. He maybe let me out of a bad position maybe once, where I was like almost okay. But yeah, I think taking on e4 in the early middle game is probably wrong, even though Finegold did it and he won. And I really didn't understand what was going on a few times. I thought maybe I was fine, but it turns out I wasn't. So that's life in the big city. Really interesting round with so many decisive games, no quick draws. And one of the draws should have been decisive. Alejandra Ramirez drew against Irene Sukandar, but she had a winning ending, and then it was a drawn ending, and then it was a winning ending, and then it was a drawn ending. It was a rook and pawn ending. It was really interesting. And they're in time trouble twice. So that could have been decisive as well. Could have been 9 decisive games today. There's only 8. So really interesting tournament. These are quarterly Grandmaster tournaments. So let me explain them to you because you guys need a lot of explaining at home. Also, who's still watching my video? It's been over for like 5 minutes. The chess club has basically one tournament a year for players rated 2,500 FIDE to 2,700 FIDE, and that's the U.S. Championship. And if you're not playing in the U.S. Championship, or even if you are, if you're in that rating range, there's not really any tournaments in the chess club for you. There's weekend and daily tournaments that are for guys like you. There's the Finegold Cup, which is for players who are 2,750 and above. Then there's the norm tournaments for players between like 2,200 FIDE and 2,500 FIDE. So if you're 2,500, 2,700, there's nothing going on. Well, we got Jeffrey Zhang, we got Sam Savian, we have Caden Trofe, we have Akshat Chandra, we have a Wonder Liang. We have a lot of people in the rating range where we would like them to play in some GM tournaments. And we also have the people from SLU, because the St. Louis Chess Club and Alejandro Ramirez, help SLU with their team. Webster has a lot of good players in St. Louis that are in that rating range. So if we want to have strong Grandmaster tournaments, sort of like Vaikanze, Tata Steel, but a little lower quality, that's what we're doing now. So the chess club is going to actually have these tournaments quarterly. The next one is in May, and the next one of these tournaments I just had. And they're going to have 2 norm tournaments every year. One happened, I think, in February, and one will be like in October. So there's a lot of tournaments with a lot of grandmasters that aren't necessarily the elite, like Wesley So and Fabiano Caruana and Hikaru Nakamura, Magnus Carlsen. We have the Finegold Cup for them, but now we have these other tournaments. A new tournament, which is happening in July, at the end of July, is going to be a junior tournament where the top U.S. juniors play the World Juniors. That's going to be a 3-day event at the end of July, right before the Finegold Cup. So the top juniors in the world are going to be here in St. Louis playing against the top Americans. It'll be very interesting. America has a lot of really strong junior players. We have Nikhil Kumar, who's the world under-12 champion. We have Jeffrey Zhang, who's the world junior champion. Sam Savian is a great player. Caden Trofe's a great player. Awonder Liang is a great player. Akshat Chandra is a great player. And these people are all between the ages of 12 and 19, and they're all 2,500, 2,600 or higher FIDE. So America has a really good talent. And actually, before Jeffrey lost his last round here today, he was number 4 in the U.S. by FIDE rating. He was ahead of Shankland and Akobian and Ray Robson. And I think now, because he lost the last round to Daniel Schwiertz, he's now number 6 behind Robson and Shankland. But still, America has a lot of talent. All right, I hope you enjoyed that tournament. I don't plan on playing in a tournament for many months. That doesn't mean I'm not going to play in one. I just don't have a plan. These tournaments are very hard for me. I don't give a lot of chess lessons during the tournaments. I make money, and I'm not at home with my wife. So these aren't the best tournaments, but they're good for people beating up on me. If they're not going to beat up on me, why am I coming here? So that was nice. I actually won a prize. That was really unexpected because like 4 times the age of the other players. Okay, my son has a new YouTube channel, and you crazies are going there and saying, "Rawr, this sounds no good, and this is no good, and why aren't you doing this?" Okay, because free content, man, and stuff. And still nobody's donating to him. That's funny. But you guys complain a lot. So go to my son's channel. It's in the notes. It's everywhere. I put in all my videos. Spencer Finegold. It's called Blitz Bash. And he does something that you guys want me to do. But my wife didn't tell me to do it yet, so it doesn't matter what you guys say. He's playing Blitz Chess on Lee Chess or Lie Chess, depending on who you ask. I actually know admins there, and they don't know the name of the site either. I think Lee Chess is the official name, but most people call it Lie Chess. And he plays 3-minute and 5-minute. He talks about his games while he's playing. And my son's 2200 USCF, and he's playing, I guess, players between 1800 and 2300, playing 5-minute, 3-minute, discussing the games. So if you like that kind of stuff, watch my son's channel and donate to him because he needs the money more than I do. Crazy. I don't really need the money, but, I wanted to get this iced tea, and they said a small was a quarter less than a large, so I got the small. So if you guys want me to get the large iced tea, donate at least a quarter. Actually, the last donation I got was $5. And after the cut they took, because PayPal gets their cut, I owe them $5. So you got to spend money to make money. All right, this is the last video of this tournament. The next few videos will be just of nonsense. Games I beat 2,800 players before you were born back in the day. All right, see you guys next time. Don't forget to donate because you guys have been forgetting lately. All right, bye, everyone.